Hey guys, welcome to the 10th episode of Linux Basics for VLSI. Today is the 7th day of the bootcamp where we'll be covering single most important topic which if you don't know, you may lose your job. And the topic is secure file transfer methods in Linux. We will cover both the command line and graphical interface methods of secure file transfer protocol in today's episode. You may try out the steps side by side while watching this video. So gear up and enjoy the learning experience. Hey guys, welcome back to the computer screen. In today's episode, we are discussing the below points. First, I'll explain what is FTP. I'll provide the necessary technical details that you need to know. Second, I will talk about the secure FTP file transfer method with infographics. Next, I will tell you the ways of doing file transfer, that is FTP. In the next section, we will enter for the live demo using both command line interface, that is CLI, and graphical user interface, that is UI. So this is the menu for today. Without any further delay, let's begin. What is FTP? Before proceeding, I'll like to talk a few points. In VLSI, generally we work inside one single company where we have multiple location and disk spaces. We mount or unmount them to access them and disconnect them. However, there are certain times when we have to send a file across to clients, customers, or vendors. At this point, the FTP comes into play, and this is a must know knowledge of every VLSI engineer, because whenever you have to send a file across to your customer, clients, or vendor, you cannot send the files barely. That means you cannot send the file by attaching an email. It becomes public if the information and the files become open to anybody who have the email. So this is a non-secure method of sending, and this is prohibited. I'm emphasizing again, this method is prohibited in the VLSI companies. Even if you see this practice, do not adopt it, because these are against the rules and regulations of the company where you have signed and entered into a job. So always use caution and never use the email to send a file across different companies. Now these two could be you and your client, vendor, whatever other party is on the other side. So at this point, the FTP comes into the picture. Now let me come to the technicality of FTP. The file transfer protocol is a standard communication protocol used for the transfer of computer files from a server to a client on a computer network. Now, when you access a website that has a HTTP, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, that means it sends text, video, image, and all those stuffs. Nowadays you access multiple social networking sites. Those are also based on the HTTP protocol. However, when we have to send large size of file, this protocol is not used, and a more efficient protocol, that is FTP, is used. So I have given you a brief reasoning of the importance of FTP in transferring files across the internet. Now let's move on to the next point. Generally, FTP users may authenticate themselves with a sign-in username and password. This means if you have to send a file, you have to log in to the FTP server with your username and password, and when the recipient who receives the download information also have to log in to a username and password. This way, the sending of the file becomes end-to-end secured. Also, we have other layers of security. I'll come to those points. One can connect anonymously if the server is configured to allow it. This is a no-no in VLSI, as all the files are intellectual property. So in general practice, when you are using the internet, you might see there is a anonymous connection you can do, and your files you can download without a login and password. Many of the file servers in internet support that, but these are the data, those are on the public domain. However, when you are working in a company, your companies are protecting companies' intellectual property to secure FTP, and there this method is always a big no. Encryption of the content is done through the SSL, TLS, or with SSH file transfer protocol. So these are the security or the encryption layer which are added on top of the FTP protocol to make it super secure. so that no intrusion can happen between end-to-end communication. FTP clients could be both GUI as well as command line. Today, I'll demonstrate both. So don't worry. We are done with this particular slide. So let's move on. Secure FTP file transfer. Now this is an infographics. The FTP concept is not that very much common in the colleges because there you do not have such facilities. That's why I kept this infographics for you for easy understanding. So this is your local machine. That means when you are sitting on your chair and you are working on your desktop or laptop in your company, this is your machine. And this is called the remote file storage server that will store the files for the file transfer protocol. These two are connected through the internet. Now, if we have to send a file from our local machine to the remote file storage server, that is a FTP server, the process is called uploading. And once you upload, you will get some email or some message in some way that you have to convey to your client or vendor. And once that recipient receives those information, he or she has to download the file to his or her machine. So this is the entire process. That means from start to end of a FTP process. Why I given this infographics? To give you an impression that once you upload the file, your process is not done. You have to also convey the download instruction to the recipient, and the recipient has to confirm that he or she has downloaded the files properly. Only that time the entire file transfer process, one end to the other end, has been considered as completed. We're done with this particular slide, so let's move on. Now, ways of doing the file transfer protocol. So far, in last few episodes, we are using the command line interface, that is the Linux CLI, or generally we call it a terminal operation. You can see the terminal snapshot is there. This is one way. We will use the FTP binary. Yes, the name is FTP itself, to upload or download the files. Now, there is another way to use the graphical user interface. So here the GUI that we are going to use is named as FileZilla. This is free software. However, there are paid versions also. For your testing, you can download, it's free. Today we will test both of the methods for downloading and uploading. We have talked so far. Now it's time for our live demo. Now we are in our terminal and you can see we are in the directory so far where we are testing the commands, and I have made a special directory FTP test where I have kept couple of files here. You can see, let me do the ls again. You can see I have kept 2 files which I will use for uploading, and then I will download them in a separate folder called download. And here I have in the FTP site, let me do the cat. You can see this is the information of a free FTP server. Here you can do the testing that whatever I am doing in this tutorial. However, you cannot use it permanent storage. That means you cannot permanently store a file there. This is a server that is used for your testing. Those people who want to learn the FTP commands and all, for them this server is there. The open system, whatever file you upload there, they will be stored there for 5 minutes plus minus 1 minute. Then they will be deleted. For your learning, you can use this server. I'll provide the details in the video description. Let me now show you the FTP command. So here is the FTP command, Internet File Transfer Program. So FTP means File Transfer Protocol. However, in the Linux, whatever binary we have, it serves the purpose of the file transfer program. FTP is the user interface of Internet Standard File Transfer Protocol. This program allows a user to transfer files to and from a remote network site. This is the remote network site which I have just shown to you. This is the remote network site. Here are the switches. You can go through detailed description, and here are different modes and all. You can go ahead, learn by yourself. It's there in the manual and it's very detailed. So let me quit it. I'll show you a very handy commands that we use everyday VLSI work so that you can quickly grab the idea and learn the thing. Rest of the things, all the knowledge you can gather by yourself going to the man page about this binary. Now let me do the cat here once more for a record, and let me launch FTP. Then I give the URL. I'm connected to the internet and now it is asking for the name. So I have to copy, double click and then middle click the username here. Now is asking for the password. So I'm double clicking and clicking only one time. The password is not displayed. However, it has been given. So I'll hit enter. Don't do a mistake that typing password again and again. So it will do the pasting multiple times. Now it is trying to log in into the remote server. You can see the login is successful. The remote system is type Unix using the binary mode to transfer files. You can change the mode to ASCII. Now we are switching to the ASCII mode of file transfer. ASCII means human readable mode. Now another command is hash. So if I type hash, a hash mark is printed on crossing of each 1024 bytes. That means whenever you are transferring a large file, if that is greater than 1024 bytes, so for each 1024 byte is transferred, a hash mark will be printed. Very important. This is a kind of increment display that you can have on the command line. Now you already know there is this file. We will first transfer it. So I will do the put. Put means I am putting the file in the server. You can see that here the transfer is complete and it took only 0.3 seconds. So this file is transferred. Now if I want to put multiple files in the server, I will use mput. Now I will copy two files, that means this zip file and this Perl file here, and I will hit. It is asking that should I go ahead and put it? I say yes, and it starts sending. The transfer is complete for the first file. Now I have to give a green signal, that means Y, to the second file. So sequentially you can see these two files are uploaded. If I now do a ls, you can see that here the three files are uploaded successfully. Now I will have to change my directory here. Now I cannot use the CD. This FTP has a command lcd, that means local change directory. lcd, I will go to download. Now you can see the message that local directory is now this. Now I will download the files. I will type get. Okay, so the meantime, actually the files have been deleted. You can see this is the first process, how the files have been deleted. I'll go back to the directory here and I will do the import this file. Yes. Yes. Now I'll do the LCD download and I'll do the ls here. You can see I'll type get to download the file. So the file is downloaded, and if I type mget and then I type the two names, I say yes. I am downloading multiple files. I say yes. So you can see that I have downloaded the files. So here the entire FTP operation, that means the uploading and the downloading, is shown to you. For uploading we have used put for single and mput for multiple files, and for downloading we have used get and mget for single and multiple files. So it's time to log out. For that I will type bye. You can see we have logged out of the system. It has said goodbye, and you can see that we are again in the command prompt. If I do the ls and then let me go to download, and see these are the files. These are the two files which I have downloaded just now after uploading. So let me clear it. So So the download folder is now again empty, and we are done with the command line, that is CLI example. I'll move on to the GUI example now. Here I have opened the FileZilla. Let me just clear the screen. Here, let me copy this. Then I copy the username. Then I copy the password. So I have copied the host, that means the file server, then the username, and then the password. And I will hit the quick connect button in the here. The connection is ongoing and we are in the same directory, that means home, then test, then Linux command, then FTP test. We are in the same directory as in the command line interface. This FileZilla is trying to log into the server and it is asking for authenticating. I say okay. So you can see here initializing TLS certificate. So TLS is a kind of encryption that I have just times back in the slides. It is logging through the secure connection, and you can see here it is saying logged in and retrieving directory listing. So here you can see that the files are here. Now my files are deleted. Let me upload them. You can see I have double clicked the file and it is asking for my permission. I say yes. And here you can see the progress bar here is connecting. So this is the GUI method. It's very easy. You can use FileZilla for file transferring. So here you can see that the file transfer has been done. Let me do one more and one more. So I have double clicked every time and here you can see it is asking yes. It is going through all these steps. You can see if there is a kind of issue or error, here you can see and find out what is going wrong or right. So here it is, I think, connecting and the final file is getting transferred here. So it is done. Let us now go to the download directory and download all these files. Now I have uploaded, and here this is the remote site which we have connected, and this is our local directory in the left. I have opened an empty directory and let me double click so that it will get downloaded here. So you can see we have uploaded the files to the remote server and then we switch to the download directory in our local directory, and then we have downloaded the files. Now I'll remove the files here. Right click and delete. Yes. Right click and delete. Yes. Right click and delete. Yes. So this way also we can delete the files from the remote server. That means once our recipient confirms that he or she has received the files in full volume and with all the checksum corrected and all things are done, so the files are intact and the checksum is giving the OK message, that time we can delete the files in this way. Now I will log out. So you can see disconnected from the server, and this is the button to disconnect from the server. We are getting disconnected. Now not connected to any server here. We are done here with the graphical example. I'll provide all the details in the description here. Whatever I have used here as a FTP testing site, you can go ahead and use these details. Thank you very much for watching up to this point, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In case you have some dislikes, put that as in the comments in the comment section down below, and bye for today.